What are some things on this planet people don't appreciate enough? Silence. It's hard to really achieve nowadays, but some minutes of absolute peace and silence can be more refreshing than a cold shower. The fact that we have magnetic field protecting us from deadly lasers from the sun. Sun is a deadly laser. Having clean drinking water. Definitely something those of us living in first world countries take for granted. Then you travel to a place where you brush your teeth with bottled water and prioritize keeping your mouth closed while bathing. And you realize how much we take it for granted. The US water war starts in the Colorado River Valley in 2032. Access to bathrooms and showers. I didn't see my first bathroom and a shower till I was 8 years old. I grew up having to heat water up on a stove, take it to the outhouse and wash myself there, in the coldest and harshest winters of Eastern Europe. I experienced this the other way. Grew up in America with indoor plumbing with both hot and cold water, but my parents would take me to India to visit relatives. Showers required a bucket and a cup to pour water on myself in an outdoor room. Hot water had to be boiled ahead of time. Winter in India isn't that bad, but it's still cold enough to be uncomfortable while bathing. Nature. It always blows my mind how much collective work is put into every single thing around us. Pick up a book. The author was not the only one responsible for it being in your hand. So was the owner of the publishing company, the factory worker making sure it was printing correctly, and many others. Look at a building. From the mind of the architect that designed it, the contractor in charge of building it, the construction worker who put his sweat and hard work into those walls. An apple you might have for a snack goes through many people, like the farmer, to the distributor, to the grocer that stocked it on the shelf. Pretty much everything around us had so many people working on it, many that you probably don't even consider. That's pretty amazing to me, and I think something that isn't appreciated as much. That nothing on your body is hurting or itching. The fact that oranges are pre-sliced. Being able to have a good poop in the morning before you shower and go to work. I swear that I should have a more diverse range of things that excite me in life at this point. But nope, taking a good poop in the morning before I shower is still the highlight of my day. Or you can work from home and have a good poop on company time. Or you can poop at your office and still get paid to poop. Trees and plants. I'm no tree hugger, but they filter our air among many other things. Ever try hugging a tree? They are not good huggers. Very unresponsive and wooden. Plus, the bark is scratchy and sappy. I prefer a nice respectful handshake with trees. Your health. Please guys, be grateful for your health. Nothing replaces it if you lose it. It's so true. I was healthy my whole life. A year ago I got cancer. What an awakening it has been for me. I think back on my life and how I had no idea how lucky I was to be healthy for so many years. Homemade food, time with family and good balcony. Parents. Yes, the worst job on earth. You lose money every month and still no guarantee that the kids will be a decent person. I don't know if I'd say it's the worst job on earth. To me, motherhood is more like the catchphrase for the Marines. It's the toughest job you'll ever love. Apostrophe. Dawn. Even the nature lovers / hippies / fellow hikers I know don't get up early enough to catch that magic. I get up at foremost days and I love watching the sunrise with my coffee and listen to the birds wake up and watch the dew sparkle and turn into an ethereal mist. It feels like a different world at that time. The love of another person. Electricity. Food. It looks great. It tastes great. It comes in thousands different flavors and variations. And here my friend comes and says that eating actually feels like a burden to him. How beautiful all the different landscapes are, from tundras to deserts, from the sea to the mountains, from canyons to hills. Spiders. They are natural pest deterrents that almost nobody seems to appreciate. A field of wildflowers with aspen at the top. That's never stopped looking like a magical frolic to me. all the free oxygen. Most people on the planet have basically a supercomputer in their pocket with access to unlimited information, unless you are in China. Yet, you ducks use it to yell at each other over nonsense. And also use it to look at boobs. There's food on this planet. Shelter. It's a basic need that encapsulates security, privacy, and more. We take for granted that we have roofs over our heads. However hard we work to have them, it's one of those things that we don't even think about. Janitors. Dogs. All other species. Teachers. They try their best, and even though some teachers aren't always the kindest, they are the ones helping you succeed in life. You just don't realize it. And don't complain that school is the worst. Teachers still have to go to school to teach you shits, even though they graduated already. Paleontology. It's a field full of amazing creatures that aren't just for kids. It's part of our history and story of how we got here. Some of these animals are truly beautiful and amazing. The USPS. How awesome clouds can look. Bugs. I don't like bugs, but there really are some truly magnificent looking bugs out there. I saw a Hercules beetle the other day, and I shit you not, it was probably around half a foot long. Thing was massive. Dirt. Think about it. Most people complain about it, but without dirt we would have no plants, and no oxygen from plants. Air conditioning. People get so cranky when it's really hot outside. Imagine how bad things would be if we didn't have the ability to make the indoors cold, so we had to be in the heat 24/7. 1. Sunlight. 70% of people in the US have low vitamin D due to not having enough sunlight in their life. This causes a weakened immune system and low bone density, all cause people don't want to go outside for a bit. Also helps fight depression in a long term, since better than you would think. 2. Clean air. I lived in one of the most polluted cities in the world for about 1.5 years. Words cannot describe the feeling of finally being able to breathe a full breath of fresh air for the first time in months. Closest I can come to describing it is imagine for months you can only take 75% of a breath. You feel like you need/can breath in more but physically can't. 3. Oxygen. Cognitive function begins to decline when there is only a little less oxygen in the air you're breathing. So if you've been to somewhere really polluted and felt like you were in a fog, this could be why. Music. The fact that certain sounds and words can make us feel certain emotions. Or that breathable air that we keep trying to pollute. That everyone in the modern world agreed to measure time the same way. That's very interesting. I'm really interested in learning how/why it's like that. Measurements like days, months, and years all make sense because they're based off external points, sun, moon, earth's position. But hours, minimums, and seconds just seem like arbitrary units everyone just agreed on. I did some research a while back and found there was some non-standard time units used in the ancient, with only the bare bones they fell out of favor explanation as to why they're no longer used. The fact that some people make it their business to grow food for you to eat, and other people make it their business to bring the food to you, so you don't even have to go get it. And the fact that still other people cook it for you. All you need to give them in return is little pieces of paper with people's pictures on it, and you have food to eat. Amazing. Health. You don't appreciate it until it's gone. Pain and boredom. Pain tell us it's something wrong with our body. Boredom tell us it's something wrong about our attitude towards our environment. In Western culture we take virtually everything for granted, while simultaneously complaining that nothing is ever good enough. The fact is that if you live in a Western democracy, the US, UK, Europe etc., then you are automatically in the top 1% of the planet regardless of how shit your life is. Basically, if you have access to clean drinking water, have a roof over your head and an iPhone in your hand, you have literally no reason to complain. And yet, You. Nature. Man. Titanfall 2. Time that we have. Each other. Trees. Oxygen. The atmosphere. Without them we die. The planet itself. I see people throw trash out of their car window, and it makes me want to rear-ended them. Our free will. People are too scared of finding their own path. Phytoplankton. The ideas of shame and integrity. People try to abolish every type of shame now, as if every character trait is something to be proud of. But it's not. Shame exists for a reason. Society just seems too childish to accept that anymore. Toilets. I realized how ungrateful I'm after backcountry camping. Youth. Once you hit a certain age, you realize you can't do what you once did, or even enjoy it the same way. It really hits when you really do realize what you once had is truly gone. Hugs. Some people haven't been able to get a hug in 7 months. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.